Funny retirement cards. They're really great. Some send flowers. It's fantastic.
Minnesota mornings will never be the same with the retirement of a radio legend. Good evening, everybody. After almost 4 decades as one of the good neighbors, WCCO's Roger Erickson signed off the air for good today.
Erickson made his final radio appearance with partner Charlie Boone on a special this morning. Erickson began his career at WCCO in 1959. In 1961, he teamed up with Charlie Boone to host the now legendary Boone and Erickson show every weekday morning. 2 years ago, Erickson stepped down from weekday duties and today said his final farewell to his partner and his listeners. KARE 11's Renee Tessman joins us now with more on the story. Renee?
Joan and Rick, it's believed that Boone and Erickson are the longest running duo in radio history. Today they filled a room at Bravo in downtown Minneapolis for their final bittersweet show.
You know, a lot of people say you guys have been together almost 38 years. That's longer than most marriages.
The Erickson of WCCO Radio's Boone and Erickson has turned off his mic for good, ending an early morning listening tradition that was as sure as the Minnesota snow.
There will be no school today at Brooklyn's public school, PS 197, because of heavy snow. No school today at Brooklyn's PS 197. My life is complete.
As much as listeners relied on them for the serious and not so serious.
Did you get the job done?
Yes, sir, I did. We will be moving Boone and Erickson to North Carolina starting.
Boone and Erickson also relied on each other.
He is eloquent. I stammer. I never know what to say.
Why don't you stammer for a couple of minutes?
No, no, come on, you stand here with me.
But it's Erickson stepping down, so governors present and past stepped up to honor the duo.
Arnie H. Carlson, governor of the state of Minnesota, do hereby proclaim January 10th, 1998 to be Boone and Erickson Day in Minnesota.
But can it really be over?
Boone and Erickson is an entity that won't end. We'll still be Boone and Erickson, and we'll still do things.
But really, what I really plan to do is just vegetate.
Like his vegetables.
Yeah.
I can't see Roger Erickson vegetables.
Yeah, I'm just going to sit there. He'd get fat, have some popcorn, have the TV remote, you know.
Not likely. So today the sun sets on their show, and they say goodbye.
No, that's why I want you to talk to me.
That's
Whenever I need some help, I'll just call you up.
No, I insist. You're the guy.
Well, you can bet that you'll still hear them. Boone and Erickson say they'll be making guest appearances from time to time. As for Roger Erickson's retirement, he says he'll fill his time by working on his farm and growing zucchinis for his entire neighborhood. Also, while he was honored by many famous Minnesotans today, Erickson wants to thank his listeners most of all for making Boone and Erickson what it's become. Back to you, Joan and Rick.
All of us who grew up in Minnesota have strong memories of that team.
As I do.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
At Bravo Theater in downtown Minneapolis. And the band plays on one more time for Boone and Erickson in their final broadcast together.
I just want to say to you listening, thanks for putting up with me and Boone and Erickson and everything over these years. The listeners on CCO Radio are so great, and if you are good to them, as everyone here knows, they stay with you.
The listeners stayed with the pair for 37 years. Boone and Erickson are believed to be the longest-running duo on the same station in radio history, and they did it their way.
I've heard them on the air, and I must say, as actors posing, now, Raj, I must declare, you read your lines like your school closing.
And they've been such a prominent part of the community. That's what's different about them. Whenever anyone has asked them to do anything, they've been there to do it.
Friends and family packed the Bravo Theater to say farewell. Even the twins Jerry Bell and Carl Pohlad got into the act.
Well, Jerry, before we get started, I'd like to ask you a question.
Yes?
Did you get the job done?
Yes, sir, I did. We will be moving Boone and Erickson to North Carolina starting next.
It's just what I had hoped for, that it would be just fun, and that's what it turned out to be. It was great.
It's a day that I didn't want to see come in a way because I hate to lose my partner, but it's a day that was meant so much to us.
Yeah, you bet.
Charlie Boone will continue to co-host the Saturday morning broadcast on CCO with longtime station personality Denny Long.
After 38 years. It was standing room only in Minneapolis this morning as he and Charlie Boone made their final broadcast together.
But apart from his talent, how easy it was working with this guy all these years. And what a pleasure it's been for me.
Boone and Erickson are the longest running on-air duo in American broadcast history. Next Saturday, Boone begins his show with a new partner.